Boston Black Lives Matters leader indicted on fraud charges. You know, when they first came out, when BLM first came out, I was one of the first ones to call them out on their fraud. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I put out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description that has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here, and also have a link to the merch store where we have Let's Go Brandon t-shirts, I Will Not Comply t-shirts, all types of t-shirts. All right, let's talk about this news. Monica Cannon Grant, a Black Lives Matter leader in Boston, and her husband, Clark Grant, were served with an 18-page federal indictment for fraud and conspiracy on Tuesday. It's alleged that Mr. and Mrs. Grant defrauded large amounts of money from over $1 million in grants and donations to their nonprofit organization, Violence in Boston. The couple was also alleged to have fraudulently collected more than $1 million in federal unemployment benefits and lied on their mortgage application. I mean, these are just despicable people, and supposedly they're supposed to be our leaders, our black leaders. Come on. But the indictment comes on the heels of news that the international parent organization of Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, is under investigation in several states for a lack of transparency in their massive fundraising organization. Fox News reported that Cannon Grant's attorney, Robert Goldstein, said, quote, "We are extremely disappointed the government rushed to judgment here," in a statement outside the courthouse. VIB, or Violence in Boston, and Monica have been fully cooperating, and their production of records remains ongoing, Goldstein said. Quote, "Drawing conclusions from an incomplete factual record does not represent the fair and fully informed process a citizen deserves from its government, especially someone like Monica, who has worked tirelessly on behalf of her community. We remain fully confident Monica will be vindicated when a complete factual record emerges," he continued. Oh, really? Perhaps the Grants could explain how some of that donation money was spent at expensive restaurants and nail salons, along with other vacation perks. According to a trip proposal, the venture was, quote, "to give these young men exposure to communities outside of violence-riddled neighborhoods that they navigate daily." Instead, the pair spared no expense on a vacation, according to federal authorities, eating a meal at a Bubba Gump Shrimp Co., buying merchandise at Walmart, and taking visits to a nail salon, among other expenditures. Prosecutors also alleged that Cannon Grant told both the state attorney general office and the IRS that they took no salary from her nonprofit while paying herself $2,788 a week beginning on October 2020. Because BLM was a loose network of organizations with no real hierarchy structure, and invited the fraudsters and other crooks to take a seat at the table and eat heartily at some of the chapters. The amateurish management of many chapters was unable to develop systems to keep track of cash that was being dumped into the organizations faster than they could handle it. Large sums of money at some chapters have been lost due to poor bookkeeping rather than criminal activity. Charity Watch executive Lori Styron said that BLM Global Network Foundation was like a giant ghost ship full of treasures drifting in the night with no captain, no discernible crew, and no clear direction. No master criminals, just street thugs hustling whitey for cash. It's pretty good grift until they get busted, though. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.